On that, obviously a free week, but something different on Tuesday for you and the boys. Going to the stadium, having an open training session in front of the fans. How did you find that?
It's great. I love doing that. And the weather was lovely as well. So really nice. There was loads of kids there, loads of parents there. So it was really nice. Really nice atmosphere. So every year that we do that, whether that's we do twice a year, do it again in April time, but really enjoyable occasions, and it's just nice to maybe be a little bit closer to the supporters than a match day, because it's different on a match day. You've obviously everyone's very different mindset to that. So training was good. It was nice to be in a different surrounding of on the pitch, and then it was really nice to see as many as we possibly did on Tuesday. So yeah, really enjoyable afternoon.
Yeah, Jamil touched on that in a meeting with some of the lounge members. I know you were there as well. About on a match day, you can interact with supporters, but at that open training session, you had a lot more time with them. So how important is that?
Very, especially there's so many young kids there that like the lure from other clubs to support for young children now is all evident. We see that. So we want to get as many as we possibly can in red and white and black shirts and supporting the club and being the next generation of supporters. So anything that we can do to help that along is very important to us. And Jamil's right there. It was a great morning, really enjoyable. I think everyone went then over to the locker for a thing afterwards, which again is brilliant to be able to then bounce from there to there. And have a couple of different experiences, especially during the summer holidays when parents may be struggling with things to do with the kids. That was a nice day, a nice way to kind of start the week, and always enjoyable when you've had a home game on the Saturday and you've won the home game, and then you go to an open training session like that. It was really good atmosphere, everyone very positive.
First 3 weeks since, I think, the first week of the season, so how has the training week been?
Been great, really enjoyable. Obviously just touched on that for Tuesday, that was a good session. Today's been a really good session out on the grass, and we really enjoy them weeks when we have that. It was a really tough slog before that with the 2 Tuesday Saturdays, especially always tough at the start of the season when you have that. And I think there were some really tough games in amongst that, some really high distance covered games with the Grimsby one and the Stoke one the week before, and Saturday was as well. So yeah, it's been good to be on the training ground for a week. But now we've got all eyes and looking forward to a weekend, which, in this division there doesn't come many bigger games and bigger venues than the MK Dons one, so it's one we're very much looking forward to.
What are you expecting from MK Dons? Obviously Paul Warren's in there now. When we've gone there in the past, we know they like to keep the ball and pass the ball, but are they different now to what we've seen recently?
Well, I know both of them, Paul and his assistant Richie, really well. They're both fantastic blokes, and I'm looking forward to seeing both of them on Saturday. But in terms of their team, listen, they've got some really good experienced players. They've recruited heavily this window, spent a lot of money, and they've done it in the way that they want to see to be successful, by bringing in players that are pretty much proven from high levels. So credit to them in the way that they've recruited, and it's definitely a change in tact maybe from what it had been in the last 2 or maybe longer than that, before Mike and whoever's been in that club in the last 5 or 6 years have kind of gone a different way to what they've gone now. And with Paul, you've got a fantastically experienced manager who has had, I don't know how many times he's got up with Rotherham, I'm not sure how many times it is, but he's a very well respected manager, and most importantly he's a good bloke. So looking forward to seeing them guys. For us, we want to test ourselves. We want to test ourselves like we did on Saturday against a good team in Salford, and test ourselves in the way that we want to keep playing and keep showing who we are and what we want to do and how we want to affect teams and how we want to be effective in this division, and that's what we're looking forward to and what we're very much focused on.
Yeah, it sounds like the team here, obviously we're all still growing, still developing. Saturday we'll be backed by 578 fans as it stands, so that number's growing. So plenty of confidence and positivity to take into the game as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And again, the support's been amazing. Obviously the Barnet support was 1,200, wasn't it? Something like that. It's crazy, amazing numbers. And then to have another near 600, I'm sure it will go up as the match day gets closer. So they've been amazing, and for us, we want to show what we are. We want to show who we are. We want to continue the progress for us. It's the next game on that journey, and it's a really exciting one. So listen, we want to test ourselves. We want to show who we are. We want to show the way that we want to play, there aren't many tougher tests in this division than what we'll face on Saturday, and it's one to really look forward to the challenge of.
Last week you brought in Ryan Finnegan and Daniel Carney, but for both of them it was straight away sort of bouncing into games, wasn't it? So do you feel like they've been able to properly settle in this week?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, you're right there. Like for Daniel was with us on Friday morning, and he, as you say, then he's thrust into it in the training session. He literally only signed us a minute before training on Friday. So yeah, definitely good to have him settle down for a few days. And same for Ryan. Like, you know, it's the way that it is at this stage of it when the window's still going on, when the games are being played. But again, good to have him into the building for a week now, and he's starting to see how we want to do it, and I think we saw some good signs from both of them on Saturday.
Obviously you mentioned that the window's still open. You always reiterate you're very happy with the squad you got here, but is there still a lot of work going on in the background?
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's a pain because the Wi-Fi's gone off in the building, so that's been a bit of a pain. So we might see me down in Starbucks in a minute trying to fish a bit of Wi-Fi for free. But yeah, of course it is, because I wouldn't be doing my job right if I wasn't. But I have to keep making sure that I'm fully making aware that I'm very happy with my squad at the moment. I'm happy with what we've done. I'm happy with the options. And we've got some fantastic pros and players that are giving me absolutely everything. So that is my message. It's very loud and clear. I'm very happy with the squad that we have. But I'll keep working.
And finally, how is the squad looking? I know Mason's due for his surgery
tomorrow.
Yeah. But everyone else okay?
Yeah, everyone fine. I can't think of anything else. It's been amazing to see. Harry's been walking around the grass recently, last week, which that might sound the smallest thing in the world, but when you've seen Harry for the last 2 months prior to that, and then you see him walking, like, amazing for me to see that. So that's been really positive, and every day that we see him, it's like, listen, he grows an inch taller with it, because it's nice to see him out there. So yeah, apart from that, touch wood, we're obviously okay from there.